Greetings everyone, welcome to another Good e-Reader video comparison. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Today we have the Apple iPad mini with Retina versus the Amazon Kindle Paperwhite 2. Many people often ask what's the difference between reading on a tablet and reading on an e-reader. First of all, there's light emitting from behind the screen on the tablet, and what that has is after long reading sessions it could give you eye strain, whereas an e-reader has no light emitting from behind the screen. Instead, it does have frontlit technology, which basically means that the light is emitting from the bezel and coming and splashing across the screen. So it's easier to read on this for hours than it is to read on that. Today we're going to look at an ebook and a newspaper to give you a sense on the core reading experience on both devices.
We're going to utilize the Kindle app for Apple because we have the capability of downloading outside apps. And of course, this being a Kindle, we're just going to use what it has, and that's Kindle. So this is the default font settings, publisher defaults, so the way it was intended to be read. You notice you have the screen kind of fading away because how e-ink works, if you're not familiar, every time you change the page it has to pretty much refresh, whereas this kind of just does it dynamically because it's running LCD. You have a couple ways to change fonts via the text augmentation here. So you have brightness, font large, font small, different themes, line spacing, margins, and so forth. Everything changes live. Same with the Amazon Kindle. Line spaces and margins, everything will pretty much change live whenever you want. And we'll keep the text rather large for this review so we can show you guys exactly what we're doing. You can do things like long press, highlights, notes. We'll check out the keyboards here. So these are the two keyboard differences. Can't really change either of them.
The one thing I like about the Kindle Paperwhite keyboard is that there's predictive text, which really helps with a touch screen and being able to, realize if you're making errors or not.
Absolutely.
We also have XRay on the Paperwhite. What is XRay, Peter?
XRay, which is now actually available on Apple as well. This is a system that allows you to scan people, terms, and things in the book, chapter, or page, and what it actually does is tell you a little bit about what these things are. So if you don't know what they meant by Palmyra or Alabama for some reason, you can actually click on that, tell you what it is, tell you where it's referenced in the book, and you can actually click on it to go to it. You can do that with characters as well. So if you see a character like Albert, he's mentioned once in the entire book, you can click on him, tell you where he's mentioned, then you can go right to it. So it's a really good feature to kind of keep you up to date if you're juggling multiple amount of books. You don't know which is what. So
when it comes to ebooks, there is a big difference between the Kindle app on with the iPad mini and the Amazon Kindle Paperwhite 2. With the Paperwhite 2, you can actually purchase books directly on the device. With the iPad mini, you can only read the books. So if you want to purchase the books, you actually have to do it via the Safari web browser and then sync the books to your account. So I do like the Kindle Paperwhite 2 a little bit better because it's easy to buy books in one click, whereas you have to jump through a lot of hoops with the iPad mini because Amazon didn't want to give a portion of each ebook sale to Apple, so they disabled the ability to purchase books within the app. Next, let's look at The Onion, which is a pseudo newspaper, but we have this on both devices.
So you have to go to our library, and then we'll click on The Onion on both of these. So you can see, for the most part, this is the same setup, or close to. You get the thumbnail, and then you get a little snippet of what the article is, and you can swipe to kind of just dive in on the iPad, whereas on the Kindle you have to actually click on the article to get in on it. But
okay, well, let's take a look at what the reading experiences here. You can see that the iPad Mini is a 7.9-inch screen, whereas the Kindle Paperwhite 2 is a 6-inch screen. I feel that looking at them side by side, that the background here is it's white, whereas here we do have almost like a bluish tinge. Now, if we look at the text and how much it pops, you can see that the text here is crisp. Here, it seems to be almost like... It seems to be a little bit like pale.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And when you're running an LCD or LED display, your eyes are getting agitated by the fact that this screen is constantly refreshing whether you notice it or not. Whereas this is almost like paper. It's like a calculator screen. It's running black and white and some grays, but nothing else. There's no refreshing. It's just a steady shot. So this is actually going to last a lot longer with battery life, and it's not going to hurt your eyes as you read it.
Yeah, you're going to get 10 hours with the iPad Mini with Retina. You're almost going to get 2 months of constant reading on the Paperwhite 2. And it's the difference between the e-ink technology and basically LCD technology, where the blacks are going to be blacker on e-ink than they ever going to be on a tablet device.
Absolutely. And you get most of the core text changes on both of these devices, including themes and all that kind of stuff. So even though we're in a newspaper or newspaper app, you actually do get most of the ways to change your text.
So when it comes to the standard ebook experience, and this is reading things that are just text, I feel that the Kindle Paperwhite does a better job on providing a better e-reading experience. The text very crisp. I find that in long reading sessions you can do it better and do it longer on the Paperwhite 2 than you can the iPad Mini. Now, the Mini does have some redeeming factors. You can read full color, magazines, which you can't do because of the black and white technology. So, if you're a fan of magazines, it's like, here you go.
Most you can do is sideload PDFs and images on the Amazon Kindle, but no matter how hard you try, they will never be in color.
It's true. So this has been a comparison of the Apple iPad Mini with Retina versus the Amazon Kindle Paperwhite 2. Leave a comment on this video with any questions or concerns or ideas for future videos. And for GoodEreader.com, my name is Michael.
And my name is Peter.
Everybody take care.